Was the difference defensively in the second half? Was that really the outcome of the game?
Yeah, it was. It was, just taking ownership and being able to guard the ball. They're a good team. They've got really good young guys. Despite the record, we're not really looking at that. We're looking at the fact that those guys get on the floor, they play hard, they play fast. And we had to take the challenge in the second half of guarding better and trying to finish possessions, trying to rebound the ball. Didn't do a great job of that tonight.
Well, CJ went on one of those heaters. He had 31 in the second half and really sparked the comeback. But, we've seen that before. We saw it less than a couple weeks ago when he had 50.
CJ was incredible. And once he got going, I thought his teammates did a great job of trying to find him. We were drawing stuff up for him, and he executed offensively over and over again. Without that effort, hard for us to win that game.
And, the last game he had like this, Jose was joking about grandpa and stuff like that with CJ. But how impressive is it to see him having these kind of performances year 12, during a season like this?
It's extremely impressive, and it speaks to CJ's professionalism behind closed doors when nobody's looking. He's, always getting his work in, always stacking his days. He's on the gym in the gym, getting shots up, working on his footwork, watching film, doing all the little things behind the scenes. And it's no secret and that he's able to get on the floor and do what he's doing tonight.
I guess how gratifying is a win like this when, there are a few points in the season where it could have been easy for guys to kind of, let go of the rope and say, it's too much going on this season, it's too much to overcome, and to see them, come the biggest comeback win in franchise history in a game like this.
Yeah, it was huge resiliency on our guys tonight, getting down early. They were hitting shots. We wasn't in a rhythm, kind of lax out there. And then the second half, we were able to turn it around. So, huge credit to our guys in the locker room, pulling together and going on a run and winning this game. This is a hard game to win.
Yeah, how much do you think DeJounte just staying aggressive during the second half kind of helped y'all kind of find a rhythm and allow, CJ to find his spots as well?
DeJounte was good on both ends of the floor. He guarded, getting out and getting steals. 11 assists, one of our better rebounders, 9 rebounds. So almost a triple-double for him tonight. We want him to stay aggressive. That's the only way he's going to continue to get in the rhythm and stay in the rhythm is be aggressive, shoot your shots. As long as we're taking care of the basketball, we're getting stops, we're finishing possessions. Those guys, they go out and play the right way.
Well, you kind of struggled on one end getting rebounds, but then Tice comes up with the big one at the end of the game. How big was he on that play?
Huge offensive rebound by Tice, and then the awareness to kick it out to Trey. But they flipped it on us. Last game, we had a huge offensive rebound and second chance points difference. And then tonight, they did the same thing. They had 23 second chance points, 19 offensive rebounds. So it's an area that for the rest of the year, we're going to continue to concentrate on and try to improve.
Well, what's kind of your message to the team when you get down 25? What was your message to them?
I'll keep that between us.
When you look at Trey and his efficiency tonight and his ability to get to the free throw line, in particular when he wasn't getting a lot of shot opportunities, you talked when he first started getting this run as a starter about his need to start being more aggressive and hunting things. Yeah. The ball really wasn't finding him at certain points of the game, but when he got those opportunities to put his head down and go to the bucket, how much has his development as a complete offensive player been important for this team?
He's growing and growing, and it's extremely important for this team, for our group. And when you look at the stat sheet, you see 10 free throws by Trey. That lets you know he's putting the ball on the floor, he's driving, he's getting to the basket, he's being aggressive. But I loved his patience in the fourth quarter. CJ had it going. He recognized it. The whole team did. We got the ball to CJ over and over. Then CJ drives, kick out to the corner. Trey hits a big three after not, touching the ball for a while. That's huge growth on his part.
And then the Jazz, you talked about this before the game, just that embracing the physicality and the emotion of it. In a 25-point game, when there could be some letting go of the rope within the game, did their engagement, the Jazz pushing and prodding, and Isaiah Collier in particular, just kind of going at it with their guys, engaging them, did that kind of elevate the energy for your team and just say, we're still in this because they're still bringing it to us?
Yeah, that always plays a role, play a part when you see another team up their physicality. But I think more importantly, it's the character and pride that those guys have, for individual performances and then collectively as a team. It's a really good group in that locker room, and they take pride in their work. They take pride when they step on the floor, and slowly but surely, we're trying to continue to carve out wins.
Another unsung hero on this one. I thought Carlo kind of had a tough time in that first half,
Yeah.
but provided some good energy in the second half. What was it like to see him have a moment like that when he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to play this season?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see Carlo on the floor. I thought he impacted the game in a positive way. His athleticism, his ability to block shots, finish possessions, getting rebounds. He was steady for us tonight, and we'll continue to monitor where he is and see if we can get him some more minutes on the floor.
Hawkins seems to be stringing together some consecutive good efforts for you. What are you seeing from him? Is his confidence growing? Is he just feeling more comfortable?
He is. His confidence is growing. We're playing him and being consistent with that, and that's allowing him to be consistent as well. Okay. Thank you.
Johnson, y'all pull off the biggest comeback franchise history tonight. What really shifted in the second half that allowed y'all to make it a game?
We just was ready to compete and play basketball. I think it's that simple.
And just seeing CJ have a game like that, how impressive is it? A guy year 12, with the season going the way it is, to be able to come up with a performance like this.
I mean, he's a pro. He take care of his body. He loves the game of basketball. He loves the process that comes with it. So I don't expect nothing less. And me just trying to be on the same page with him and get him, as much easy looks as I could get him. Just trying to utilize him in the right way. But like I said, it's a real professional, real veteran guy. So take care of his body, love the process of everything, the ups and downs. So, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, now, 4 wins in a row, 7 of the last 10. How much have you kind of just felt that the energy around the team shift, especially considering, how the season started for y'all?
I mean, you just take it one game at a time. We wasn't ready to play today, and we came out knowing that it's another half of basketball, and we tightened up and came together and competed. So you take it one game at a time, and when you compete at a high level, you live with the results.
When you talk about you're not wanting to make excuses, you got a few lingering things going on with your body, but why is it a point of pride for you to be available for every single game?
I mean, I come from nothing. I don't know what dudes come from. This is personal for me. And when I say it's personal, just where I come from. I'm not a guy that like to glorify where I come from. Because there's a lot of pain and trauma that come with that. And it's never something you want to just go talk about. So I'm in the NBA. Every day I wake up, it still amazes me. Talking to my family, my friends, it's still unbelievable just knowing where I come from. So there's people that, pay their hard-earned money to bring, their children or their self or, just whatever it is, buying jerseys. And, I don't know, I just can't take it for granted. I know it's going to be over one day. So, I don't want to be that guy that leave anything on the table. Because when it's done and over with, it's over. All you have was memories, and I don't want to be that guy that was like, yeah, I sat out, But I love the game, too. I love the game before it rewarded me with, money, materialistic things, greater life than where I come from. So, when you love something, passionate about something, you're going to go all the way for it.
And for you, it seemed like even when y'all after the Lewis tonight, that you just remained aggressive. That was kind of your mindset. Was that kind of on your mind to be aggressive, trying to be a spark or help the team find a rhythm by being aggressive on offense?
Yeah, for sure. Always just letting the guys know that I'm gonna compete. I'm with them. Through the ups and downs, and that's just who I am. I really didn't focus on the score when we was down, whatever we was down. I just was trying to take it one possession at a time. When I was on the floor and just trying to compete and be active. That's really it.
DeJounte, you seemed to spark that team in the third quarter. You guys finished that third quarter on a 25-9 run, but then you looked for CJ a lot in that fourth quarter and overtime here because he had it going. Was that really the emphasis, your priority?
For sure. As a point guard, when you got a hot guy, you feed him, and when you're feeding him, if we get open looks, you tell him to take them looks. He turned down a couple shots, and, I was upset with him. Just knowing we need you to take those looks, and, even if we get you the ball and they double you and we get a great look, so things like that. So, for myself, you got a point guard's job is to pass first. That's how I was raised. Obviously, I took, 24 shots. I'm mad at myself that I couldn't get nothing to fall, but at the end of the day, a win's a win. You learn from it and you get better from it. So, CJ was the high hand, and we're going to continue to, feed him.
And you feel like Hawk is figuring some things out? It's another consecutive solid game from him. He seemed to be the only offense that had something going in that first half, and he finished, I think, what was it, 15, 13 points, something like that. But he's like 5 of 8 or something like that, 3 for 3 from 3.
18 points.
DeJounte, is this more confidence? Is he more comfortable?
For him, he's young and he's still, trying to figure it out. So I always tell him to stay calm. I always tell him to be professional. Don't let things get to your head. Don't let no situation, good or bad, get you out of character. This league's no joke, and every opportunity you get, you can't take for granted. You got to be prepared for it. So he works hard. He wants to learn. I think for him is just trying to understand what's going on, which could be hard at times, especially for a young guy that won and in college, and come to a team and you got a bunch of guys already, and he'll get his turn where he's able to be himself full time. I just tell him to stick with it. We all went through it. I was drafted 29 and I didn't really get to play. So he'll be great. He'll be all right, and I'm gonna be in his head no matter what. I always tell a lot of these guys when I'm building relationships with them, it's not for temporary. It's a longevity thing for me. So I'm gonna support him.
Justin, what was kind of Willie's message to you when y'all got behind 25?
I mean, he was yelling a lot, but I keep the locker room stuff in the locker room. As you can see, it was a difference, not just from us, just a collective unit from Willie all the way down to the players. We came out, understanding that we got to compete at a high level and wake up, and I think we did that.
Was it good to see Carlo, a young guy who hasn't played a whole lot this season, about the spark in the second half when he finally got an opportunity?
Absolutely. As you guys been around me, for a little while now, and you know that I'm always the next man up mentality type of guy. So happy for him. He works hard, great person. And, as a point guard, you just want to build confidence in all your guys, whether you're winning the game by 20, losing the game by 20. It doesn't matter. You keep everybody together, keep everybody confident, and for him, he's a confident guy. You could just being around him, you could tell. So just letting him know that I got you, through the ups and downs, good or bad. Yep. See you guys later.
And CJ, biggest comeback in franchise history. What allowed y'all to really shift the energy in that second half after, it felt like there wasn't a whole lot of life, in that first half?
The coach just challenged us to be more disciplined, to be more engaged, to be more aggressive and assertive. We didn't bring it in the first half, and it was obvious. They hit us in the mouth to start the game. We had some, turnovers. We were soft on defense. They got and-ones. They got whatever they wanted to start the game, and we knew we had to be a little bit more aggressive in the second half, and we were.
And early this season, you're talking about, how the losses made this season, one of the toughest for you in your career. Going from that to 50-point game, 45 tonight, how do you get, from point A to point B?
Just try to hit base hits every day. I just keep swimming, man. I get my work in, take advantage of each day. Got a good lift in with my guy last night. Took care of my body, got to spend quality time with my family, change a couple diapers, meet my wife at the park with my son, and just try to keep a real perspective of what I do for a living every day, right? Like, this is what I do. It's not who I am, and I think when you look at it that way, you just work and you allow your daily preparation to feed into each day. And I think for me, it's going to be good nights, it's going to be not so great nights, but the work is the same, the approach is the same, the discipline, the sacrifice, all the things that I have to put into this game to be successful and compete at a high level each night, I do. And sometimes it's a night like tonight, even though I missed some wide open shots. I had 45, but I missed open shots, I missed layups, I got scored on a couple times in the switches, which can't happen, especially on some of those guys. So I just got to be better and not take possessions for granted and just take advantage of my talents and take advantage of playing the sport I love every day.
And I know we were joking the night you had 50 with Jose saying grandpa and stuff like that, or guys saying you're your own and stuff like that. But, do nights like this kind of have a little bit more meaning where you can kind of look and say, yeah, I still got it, even if people are saying, north of season 10, the decline is supposed to come. North of 30, the decline is supposed to come, but still be able to have these games at this point in your career.
Man, God has been good to me, man. He's allowed me to play this sport and maximize my talent, and thankfully I haven't had any crazy injuries. Obviously, I've had some injuries that have taken the game away from me for a little bit, but I don't take it for granted, and I like to think that my game's going to age well. It has continued to age well. My brother's 37 on the 22nd. He's still one of the best players in the world. He still competes at a high level. He still takes great care of his body, and the game is as easy now at 37 as it was for him when he was 27. And I think the same will be true for me, just because of the preparation, the way I play. I ain't out here dunking on people. All right, it's skill, it's strategy, it's angles, it's footwork. It's a jump shot that never leaves. I'll be able to shoot when I'm 40, so it's not something that I'm really worried about. I think the way I train, the way I take care of myself, it's more mental. The physical is always going to be there for me because of the skill set. It's more mental, and when I don't love it anymore the same, then that's when I'm done.
How much was mental and how much was physical, say from 6 minutes left in regulation through overtime? Because obviously the comeback's exhausting, but then you hit a lot of clutch shots from that point to the end.
It just came down to who wanted it more tonight. Two teams that have been struggling throughout the year from a record standpoint. We were at the crib, they was up 25, and we walked them down. We would like to not have to go through that, but it was just more about who wanted it more. Getting stops. We gave up a lot of second chance opportunities, a lot of rebounds, but down the stretch, it was execution. It was an offensive rebound tip out at Ty Scott. It was a left-hand tough finish from DeJounte, a big three from Trey, a couple of rebounds, some great screens, a couple pull-ups. Defensive possession where Wu gets a stop at the end. A little bit of everybody kind of contributing and allowing us to have an impactful game. Hawk, I think he had 20 tonight. He was aggressive. He kind of shifted the tide coming off the bench and scoring. And Carlo was great for us tonight. He gave us some minutes. JRE, second chance opportunities. Just everybody kind of collectively did what we needed to do in order to get a win tonight.
Do you find it unusual or remarkable in any way to have this franchise high comeback when you look at some stats for Utah, including the rebounding advantage, the second chance points, and the points in the paint?
Yeah, they had 63 rebounds, they had 45. We're not a huge team. Obviously, Z's not here. Eves, Herb. We're missing some guys who rebound the ball well, but I think for us it just came down to what do they say? Sometimes it's not X's and O's, it's Jimmy's and Joe's.
And then how would you put this win in the perspective of the 7 out of 10? It seems like it's been a decent stretch for you guys, and maybe this win says something about the character of the win, says something about the larger stretch.
Yeah, I mean, if I make that floater against Boston, it's what, 8 out of 10, right? It's 6 games in a row. So it's just about perspective. Keep getting better each day. Keep honing in on the things that we're being taught, in practice. Keep taking care of your bodies. Don't take these wins for granted because it took us, 2 months to get 5 wins. You know what I mean? So it's just like as quick as the tide turns, it can go up, it can go down. There's good days and bad days. There's losses. There's losing streaks and win streaks. So you got to ride the wave and just keep your perspective, in check. And I think for us, it's just about stacking days. I just try to stack, as many positive days as possible. From a meditation standpoint, I meditate and I just try to be as present as possible and not really worry about tomorrow. I'm not worried about yesterday. That game is over. Now I'm going to go home and enjoy a snowstorm that I hope there's lots of snow so I can play in the snow with my son.
Yeah, even during some of the moments where y'all were at your lowest tonight, it felt like DeJounte just stayed aggressive, stayed playing downhill. How important was that for y'all to just find that rhythm with him once he just kept playing aggressive, finding his shot, and allowed y'all to find y'all spots?
Yeah, he was great. Defensively, he was challenging them. He picked up a couple fouls, but that's what we need. We need aggression. We got downhill, got to the pull-up, got to the midi, got some finishes around the basket. He had 11 assists, 2 turns. He was super, super aggressive when we need him to be, and I think that's one of the great things about him is he's going to be steady. No matter if things are going extremely well or extremely poorly, he's going to be aggressive. And tonight we needed that. We needed a little bit of everything. Rebounding, we needed the assists, we needed the tempo, and we got it. And we turned it up enough down the stretch to get this win.